Okay, students, one of the things that you need to do right off the bat is to download Visual Studio. All you have to do is type in Visual Studio in the browser item and go to Visual Studio, or you can type Visual Studio Community. When you get here, you click on at the top free Visual Studio, because it is free, and of these three free, click on the one at the far left. It will start to download. I always say click Save As, make it go to the desktop because it's easy to find that way. It won't take long to do that because it is a very small initial file. It's a download file which allows you to pick what you want to download out of Visual Studio and then go on. So here it is. You double click it. You'll have to say yes to this, and then you have to, before you go to the download, it says that you need to go to the installer. Now I've already installed it here, so I'll have to say modify, but if you didn't, it would go straight to this next screen. And I have already clicked a few boxes here. The only one that you must click at this particular point is the .NET, and I recommend that you go ahead and there's a thing here in .NET that says these things, .NET Framework 4.8. I don't have to. It's no big deal. I download pretty much everything, so mine will adapt. But 4.8 is the end of the framework period, and that's and then everything else goes to core. But and I know that probably means nothing to you. Just like I said, .NET and anything else that you might want to use later on or whatever, you can simply modify it. Now, normally it says here install while downloading, and instead of modify, it says install. So you click that, it goes through whatever that it wants to do, and at that particular time, you just wait for it to downstall and download and install, and it will do that. Okay, so if you need at some particular point later to add something, you'll get this screen when it comes up from the installer, and the installer is also built into the thing, so if it's not on your desktop, I'll show you here in a second. Let me close this. If you were to go to your search bar, depending upon where it is for you, and type programs, it says add or remove programs, and then go to Visual Studio 2019. Let's see, Visual Studio. Too many development tools, hard to find things. Microsoft, maybe it's not there. Could be in just Visual Studio. Microsoft does funny things with names. There it is. Visual Studio Community. Okay, and if you click that, you'll see that there's modify. It'll ask you, do you want that? And you get this same screen. Okay, so Anytime you want to add to something, you can just you can do that. You can click on something. I've got a lot of things installed here, so not an easy thing to demonstrate, but let's say I want to do Linux development for C++. And it says that it requires 75 more megabytes than whatever I had installed already. And I click modify. And it will go through this thing and do its corresponding thing. Now at the end of this particular process, it will ask you to reboot. And I can't record the way it goes through and does its reboot, so just so you know, this is what it does. There's another video which talks about what it does to when it reboots, after it reboots. Okay, so see that video, which will also walk you through week one, a couple of week one's tasks. And we out.